So welcome to Sportsmanor. Once again, right? I'm sitting with, as if I have to refer him with what he refers to. He got his fight contract before his driver's license. I'm sitting with Johan Ghazali. An absolute pleasure to talk to you. How is everything? How is your camp going?
Everything's good, I'm training hard. I've been in camp for the past I'd say almost a month and a half now, and yeah, I've been training hard. I feel good, no injuries, no nothing, so hopefully everything goes well.
Well, we hope so. Much like yourself, your opponent is young, right? He's fresh. He'll be just competing in his second one championship bout. What do you make of his fighting style? And as such, what are your thoughts on your next opponent?
I'm excited, it's a good matchup. He's experienced, he's strong, he's a fast fighter. Uh yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, all of those qualities are things that can be attributed to you as well, right? But what do you reckon is your biggest strength whenever you step inside the ring?
Um, I would say my biggest strength stepping into the ring would be my punching power. I feel like, especially with the 4 ounce gloves in one championship, I feel like, yeah, it plays a big advantage for me.
Right. Competing at one of the biggest cards of this year, right? 167,
Yep.
both some of the greatest names in combat sports.
Hmm.
So what was your first reaction when you were offered this fight and you were offered to fight on this very particular card?
I was shocked. It's cool to see me finally fighting on the same card as Stamp. Rodtang, Chai, all these well-known legendary fighters. So it's cool. I grew up watching these people, and yeah, it's very cool.
Right. You have mentioned Rodtang time and again, right? He's your inspiration. You have mentioned
Yeah.
him that he's your idol on several occasions. He's fighting on the same card. Does that
Yeah.
add any kind of pressure on you to go out there and to perform?
Of course, every fight I walk into, there's always pressure on me. If it's not Rotan fighting on the same card, it's something else. So I always have pressure on me, but at the same time, it also gives me motivation. It gives me motivation to push harder. It gives me motivation to train harder and fight harder. So yeah.
Right. Have you met Rodtang? And if so, what is the conversation like?
Yeah, I've met Rotan. He's a very humble guy. He's very nice. Uh, yeah, he's a very down to earth guy.
Maybe it's too soon to ask, right? But do you dream about a potential matchup with Rodtang? And if so,
Absolutely.
how does that go in your head? How do you plan on if ever you get a fight with Rodtang? How do you see that going?
Um, Absolutely. I want my dream is to get the belt. So whoever is holding the belt, I will challenge them no matter what. Because at the end of the day, I'm a fighter and I fight. So a fight with Rotan would be legendary. We both have uh aggressive fighting style, and yeah, it'll be an amazing fight when it comes.
Right. Talking about idols, right? You've also there's someone like Muhammad Ali has also had a very huge impact on you. So growing up, what were some of the other fighters that served as an inspiration to you?
Of course, Muhammad Ali is not only an inspiration to me, but to millions of people across the world. Is the way he fought. Uh, as good as a fighter he was as good as a person outside the ring as well. So he's definitely an inspiration, and I take inspiration from all athletes. Not only from boxing or martial arts, but from soccer or from basketball. Like Michael Jordan, like Cristiano Ronaldo, like all high level athletes. I take some sort of inspiration from, and I learn from the best.
You're like a bonus machine, man. You go out there, you're always charging forward. You're super aggressive. How do you cultivate that kind of mentality? I know you're 17. There's a long way to go, but how do you cultivate that kind of mentality so young and so fresh into your career?
Uh, I don't know. Like for me, I feel like it's destined. I was born to do this. I was just born to do this. Ever since I started, I knew that this is what I wanted to do, and in my mind, it's like it's about time. It's about time this is happening.
I mean, this is something that I also wanted to ask you, right? You come from a family of fighters. And if I'm not wrong, you started training at just 10 years of age.
Yeah.
What is your earliest memory of starting your combat sports journey? When was the first time that probably your father, your mother, or you decided to take up this career?
At first, I just wanted to train Muay Thai for fun. I just wanted to exercise a bit. Then one day the coach asked me, he said, "You want to fight? You want to try to fight?" I said, "I'm not doing anything else, so why not?" So I tried to fight. Then after my first fight, I didn't want to stop. So it's like love at first sight.
Was there any moment where you felt like this, probably this is not it? Because you had a rocky start to your career, right? And so to say,
Uh,
yeah, please go for
uh, of course, I felt down. I felt like I've never really felt like I was gonna quit. I always knew that no matter what, I would always still keep on and keep going because I knew this is what I wanted to do, and I was very sure of that.
your stardom, right? Your rise, your popularity, all of this has happened in a matter of 12 months. Uh,
Yeah,
how,
I think so. Yeah.
how do you deal with this popularity and all the fame and all the love that you've been receiving from your fans?
In my mind, this was already there. So, in my mind, I've always had this. But when it starts to really come true, I was prepared. Ever since I started, I envisioned this. I manifested this. So I'm not surprised.
So to say, I was asking, right, for the
Yeah.
fans, right? How did Johan get here, right? As a 17-year-old, if there are fans, if there are people who are trying to replicate your journey, what would you tell them?
Um. What would I tell them? I would say, of course, like anything else, discipline, consistency. It's the same thing. It's simple but not simple. It's the simple way to success, but doing it is hard. I don't know how to explain it, but you have to have a discipline. You have to have consistency. You have to have belief when nobody is believing in you. You have to. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, discipline.
Fair enough, man. Talking about discipline, right? You're also juggling between your mixed martial arts career and your college life. How are you coping up with that?
It's all right. I've been doing this half my life already, so I've gotten used to it. Uh, of course, sometimes I see my friends, they're out having fun, but sometimes I feel sad, but at the same time, they're not doing what I'm doing. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
pros and cons to it.
What is the kind of change that has happened in your college life, right? Obviously, how people look at you right now is far different from probably how they perceived you 12 months ago. How has that changed in college life and in your life in the US or here?
Um, for like uh the people who have been around me, like who are close to me, they don't see any change. They've seen that I've been like this forever. I haven't changed, but of course, newcomers, new fans, they all start to recognize my efforts, and it's cool. It's cool to see that more people recognize and see the hard work that I put in.
I mean, that's obviously right, absolutely true, right? People look at you and you've served as an inspiration for so many young fighters out there. If I had to ask you, what are some of your dream matchups, right? You must be looking forward to a lot of crazy fights in your career. What are some of those fighters and some of those matchups that you would like to entertain going into the future?
Um, there's one fight that I would love to have either this year or next year, and this guy, he's a Japanese legend. He's pretty famous. He put up a good fight against one of I would say, the pound for pound greatest. His name is Takeru. I would love to fight Takeru soon. So yeah.
That's an exciting matchup, and I'm sure fans would also entertain the same. Uh, in the end, I had to ask you your nickname, right? Jojo. Where
Yeah.
did this come from? What is the story behind your nickname? And if you could tell your fans about it.
I don't know. There's not much of a story. My mom just called me Jojo ever since I was small. So yeah, I just took it.
So since then, you have just taken this name, and this is your moniker now. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for connecting with us, Johan. It was lovely
Thank
talking.
you, thank you.
I wish you all the best for your very next fight, and I hope to talk to you again. So all the best. Any message for your fans who will be tuning in 3 weeks from now to watch your fight?
I would say, don't forget to tune in. It's gonna be, win, lose, or whatever. You guys can I can guarantee that it will be a crazy fight. I can't guarantee a win every time I step in the ring, but I can guarantee it will be entertaining. It will be fun to watch. You guys will be on the edge of your seats, 100%. So tune in and don't forget, and see you at the top. All right.
Dishonest and see you at the top.